This is how it's becoming right before your eyes. It's an observation. You either embrace it or go against it. Is it bad that your daughter might sleep with a man of colour? No, it's not bad that your daughter might sleep with a man of colour. Is it? It's bad that your daughter might sleep with it. That'll absolutely damage you behind closed doors though, isn't it? Colour doesn't come into it, does it? That's why they've moved from it and tapped into religion. If our future are the children and we've got enemies, who are the enemies going to attack? The children. When you're seeing our children being attacked up and down the country by these men, and I mean attacked, not just fatally, horrendously, under your noses, why are they doing that? To affect our future. Now for 20 years, if you had 20 Christian men of white colour targeting young Muslim girls of 13 years old and doing horrendous things to them, imagine what had happened. Imagine the outcry of all them dads, all them brothers, all them siblings. Imagine what they'd be doing. Where's that for us? Brings us back to Stephen. How quiet it's been since he's gone. He's going through an intervention. If he embraces it and comes out the other side unscathed, his life is completely changed for him. He's in the mind and on the lips of the most powerfulest man in the Western world, just like McGregor. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's going to tap into the political structure in this country and he's going to unfold it with billions of pounds backing him. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Everyone's a bit confused, insecure. You're creating complexities yourself. Why? Because the majority of you are getting access to the outside world through social media. And depending on your algorithm, depending on what you think the world's like, do you understand? You start aligning yourself to certain groups who think like your algorithm. You start going to certain individuals involved in the algorithm and they all think the same, which can be a bit wrong. Oh, we've got a few trolls in here. Oh, sorry about that, people. Let's link in with you. Should we go knocking on some doors? 5 doors, go on. I've done quite well to handle not getting kicked off there. And again, look, I'm one of them neutral guys. If you're not a tit, you're not a tit. I can respect you. Your colour, your religion. If you're a knob, you're a knob. I'm putting myself into a position where I'm neutral. And I like to think when I have an opinion on anything to discuss, it's not personally aimed at anyone. It's me sitting here like any other well-known anchor speaking about political topics and community topics. Do you understand? Obviously, I'm going to fight and scream about my culture, my community. And that's not a hateful thing. I'm going to scream about how proud I am to be a white man. I'm going to scream about how proud I am to follow Christ. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate on my man for being proud that he's black or Asian. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate on my man because he's proud because... Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So when you come into me live and you hear me speaking about things, don't take it personal. I've got some points that some people don't like, you know, to do with certain things. But as I say, me words are leading the way. Not me muscles, not me fists, not money. The spirit, the wisdom, the knowledge, the words is what's leading me. Not here to offend no one. And the more people I can interact with, the more opportunity of unity. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I can speak to my man in the Islamic world and sit there without judgments and sit there and chill and have a scram with him, and then I can sit here on this side as well with my man from that world and sit there without judgments and speak to him on a level, I can be that kid in the middle that goes, yo, isn't it time we see in the common cause here? Isn't it? That was just a battery. Isn't it time we see the common cause here? You're all screaming about enemies. Who is your enemy? Is it my man? Is it my man? Or is it number 10 Downing Street? Who's affecting your life the most? Is the council making sure the grass, the pavements, the lights and everything's working on your estate? Are the police on your estate making sure there's no crime, no drug dealing, no girls getting harmed, no murders, no house break-ins? They're not, are they? So who's the enemy? If I've got responsibility of doing that in your house and I don't do that, what would you do? It'd start with a shout. Get it done. Refuse. You'd be kicked out with nothing. If you stand on the step refusing to go, you'd be put in hospital if not killed. So why are us as communities all being raised in the same communities, all having the same problems with the police, all having the same problems with the councils, all having the same problems with the education system, all having the same problems with girls getting hurt? Doesn't matter what community you're in. There's loads of young girls getting hurt within them communities and they're not all white English girls. Do you understand? So why can't we just think, hang on, are we better united or are we better divided? And if we're not united, what's going to happen? Are we going to kill each other for them? Yeah, they've only got to throw the spoon in. That shit's there. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It's all about unity, community, opportunity, unity. But it's just hard. I've been trying to do it for years. You know, to try and align that community with this community. I started a thing up years ago when I first came to Birmingham and it was called Univision. Univision, one vision. Doesn't matter what your beliefs are, doesn't matter what your colour is, if your vision's correct, Univision. And no one really... I started it with a Muslim kid actually called Cam. Lime tree thing. He's a good kid, but I think he took an island because he was around me and then disappeared. Unfortunately. But I tried to get it going with him. Univision, and trying to bring like men of Christ to understand that all kids in Islam haven't got the idea of wanting to be a janana. Do you understand? There's loads of British Muslims now that love our land and the way we live, the culture, the pubs, the football, the christenings, the weddings, the parties. They love it more than some English and British born people. Well, they're born anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying now? The point I'm making is, within every community, see, all right, so let's look at Steve Graham. You see Steve Graham? You see Steve Graham, right? You know the actor? Brings us on to this film, doesn't it? What's it called? The Adolescence. I haven't watched it. I'm just seeing clips. I haven't got I can't afford that shite, so I can't watch that shite, basically. Do you understand? So I'm just seeing clips. And he was in a film years and years and years ago where he was portraying himself as a racist. And the backlash he got years ago for that. And he's not racist. He just took the job on as an actor, and it was one of probably the best film he's made, to be honest with you. Probably be banned in 10 years. You probably won't be able to get it anywhere because it's that raw. And I don't mean it's the best film that's ever made because of the principle of the movie, the story of the movie, like the dynamics of it, like racist thing. I don't mean it was, I just mean it was powerful. It was a powerful film he was in back then. And he got a load of shit. And now as he's gone through his career, back then he was an actor, kicking in. Now he's a producer, isn't he? Did he not produce this Adolescence? So now he's produced this. And there's a big mad thing now that he's switched the storyline between a white kid and a black kid. And they put the white kid in the storyline of the black kid's actions. And now he's getting a lot of madness off that. Off the people that used to love him. So when he done that film, the first one where he was the white kid causing murder, acting obviously, the whole right wing, I'm looking on X now, you can see it starting to seep through. They're gonna go after him because he's replaced a black storyline, a black lad story where he's done an atrocious act. He's replaced the individual with a white kid. So now all the right wing are hating on him because he's put the white kid in the storyline. It's not swelled yet, it's not, but I'm seeing leaks, you know, on X, and I can tell you they're going to start calling him all mad shit and trying to cancel him and that. But that Adolescence, it's having a massive effect, innit? Everyone's like locked into it, aren't they? Everyone's focused on it, aren't they? Speaking about it. What I've seen is, I think they're putting the kids' angle across, they're putting the dynamics there and how things can be initiated and how they start getting out of hand and all this. But I think the real objective here is because he's identified the turmoil that the parents go through and the decisions that the parents have got to make and the consequences of their decision making. As I said earlier on, every mum believes their kid's innocent, and most people within our communities don't like police. And when police are coming to take their kids away for severe offences like murders and shit, they're doing what they can to protect the kid, not to go against laws and break laws. The sole purpose to protect the kid. And a prime example of that, and I know it's a bad case, but you go back to the Rhys Jones murder in Croxteth, where you had that young boy on his way home from football. That should have changed the city. Unfortunately, it never. You had a kid, the murderer was Sean Mercer. His mum went out her way to protect him. And it wouldn't have been to avoid the law. The whole purpose of his mum doing that was the nurturing of the mother, defending her kid to the death. That's the power of the mum. And she got ridiculed by everyone in society, but I understood the point instantly. Now I don't bring her away from the fact there was a young kid and she should have thought bam bam bam, but at that moment in time she's thinking about her young kid. Do you understand? She understands what's going on, but in that moment in time she's protecting her child. And that's what that film was trying to amplify. There was loads of, don't forget, I haven't watched it, but I've watched 5 minutes in different clips and I'm fast on picking things up, do you understand? And I can see it's got 4 different dynamics to the situation. It's got the victim angle. It's got the parents of the victim's angle. And then it's got the culprit's angle as a child, the way the child was thinking, what dragged him in, what he was getting up to, what he was doing in his room, highlighting all these little spaces of security that your kids get into, and you think they're secure in them spaces. And they would have been years ago. Get to bed, light off. These days, get to bed, lights off, under the sheet, phone out. Getting caught up in a madness at school. What would have been able to get slept on overnight is now not getting slept on overnight. So if your kid has a problem in school on Monday and he used to go home, he'd be left in school, he'd have a sleep, go in, bit more relaxed, try and deal with the situation in a man way, you know, speak about it, bam, you know, the manly way of doing things, instead of going straight to the crunch. But what's happening now, they're getting home, whatever's happening in school is happening in the bedroom. And if it's bullying, intimidation, violence, confrontation, they're going to bed anticipating shit. They're going to bed building and anxious, not sleeping right, waking up in the morning all erratic, not thinking straight because of the overthinking. What's going to happen in school? What's going to happen in school? Do you understand? It all plays a massive effect on your kids' choices and decision making the next day. So now they're going into school and it's already at the point of on-site conflict. And we promote it like soft cunts. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And this is, again, my words are leading the way, aren't they? You've heard me umpteen times on here say on-site thing. Where what I should be saying is, when I see him, I'm going to have a chat with him and see what he wants to do about it. Do you get what I'm saying? And within society these days, when it comes to guiding the kids, you should always guide them to the biggest weapon and the biggest tool they'll always have. Even if they get disabled or something mad goes on, they will always have their voice and their mind. And if you've got kids getting raised without understanding negotiation tactics, without understanding conflict resolution, without understanding the consequences to their actions when they're emotional or they've had drugs or drink, and replacing what they should be thinking about with fight, it's not good for the kids. Like, you get knives down, fists up. You get like, and I'm not hating on these initiatives, I'm just trying to give you an idea of what I mean by like the dynamics of the thinking on the child. Your kids are growing up thinking, I'm hating him, watch him wanna break his chin. Instead of thinking, like we used to, what's up lad? What's up lad, you alright? You know, we're not going with the intention to get him to open his mouth so we can steal it. We're going over there to get him to open his mouth and go, what's up lad? Can we deal this without someone getting murdered? Because this is where it goes to. And if we're not, do you understand how many people never got murdered because people sat around the table and talked in Liverpool? Still happens today. If you've got the future criminal not being taught how to talk and negotiate, what do you think the future's like? You've got naughty, dangerous criminals in your cities now halting murders on a regular basis because they're speaking, because they're talking. If you've got the next generations coming too, being learned, don't talk, act. Don't talk, target. Don't talk, attack. Do you understand what I mean? When they grow up into them criminal realms, which some of them will, instead of just, that kid's just kicked me mate's door in, instead of going down, going, listen kid, do you understand what you've done there? Do you understand it's wrong? We're going to bill you. You better pay the bill, blah, 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 blah. They'll just go out and wig them. Because they don't know how to talk. And when they get put into a situation where someone starts speaking more academically better than them, more intelligently than them, more fluid than them, they just get insecure, get emotional, start going, don't want to hear it. This is what you're dealing with your kids now. You know, when you're trying to resolute with your kids, when you're trying to resolve an issue with your man, your young son, and you're trying to speak to him and he just starts getting... He's not getting learnt how to talk. He's not getting learned how to negotiate. Yeah, he's getting learned how to project. He's getting learned how to, but he's not being learned in the school system how to. No, I think I'm making valid points. I do. I think I'm making strong, valid points, mate. Some of you probably think I'm chatting major shit. Anyway, choose a life, not a knife. Times it. All came on early, didn't they? I've been on for about 2.5 hours, haven't I? It's good that I survived. I reckon I should go, have a little break, have a banana, got a little bit of chicken there to do. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for a bit. There's been a lot of ups and downs at the beginning. It was all sort your head out, Samuel Walker. And you know what? He's not going to listen. He's going to use that opportunity for click. Look, he's a shit house. Look, I think everyone, I'm not here to prove whether I'm a shit house or not. I've got credentials. The real people know what I'm about. They know everything I'm doing by choice. I choose not to be in a helmet with a firearm. I choose not to be taken out of my kid's life and placed in prison. I can't choose if they want to kill me. That's not, if they want to kill me, that's entirely up to them. I choose what I want to be doing, where I want to be going, and how I want to be protecting my kids. And being in prison is the last thing you want to be doing if you love your children. If you're committing crime, lad, and you've got a decent bird and she's pregnant, or she's got a kid who's 1 or 2 or 3, and you're having little scares, you're having little incidents where it could go wrong here, and you were flapping, you could have been took out your kids' lives, take the warnings and change lane. You're priceless in your kid's life. Doesn't matter how much money's there, doesn't matter what gifts, cars. Every day you're not there in your kid's life, you're creating trauma. And the effects that come later on, and this is a massive thing, I believe, again, this is my opinion. This is just my opinion. If your dad's absent, your girl, your daughter is looking for the dad all of life, and she starts being attracted to the horrible older man. Fact. Bear that in mind, people. I'm telling you now. When your young girl hasn't got her dad in her life, she's going through life searching a replica. If she can't find him, she wants the imitation. And you're seeing an awful lot of 20-year-old girls getting with 38, 40-year-old men for that reason, and that reason only. The dad connection. Trust me, people. You're all seeing it now, aren't you? And a lot of the people that look like dad get labelled wrong'uns instantly. And to me, you are. If you're a 40-year-old man and you've got a 19-year-old girl calling you daddy in bedroom, you're a wrong'un, mate. Anyway, I'm starting to go a bit. I better go. So